Hi guys, and welcome back to Sewing with Sophia. Today I'll be showing you another Lucy and Yak tutorial, but it can again apply to any boiler suit that you own. So I bought this boiler suit off of Depop, and the only one that I could find in this colour was a small, but I know that I'm an extra small. And as soon as I put it on, it fit at the waist and it was fine at the legs, but I could tell that I wanted the top to be a bit smaller. So what I did was seam rip the top off of the waistband and just separate them. And then just grab a couple of pins and pin 2 equidistant darts from the middle of your back. They don't have to be perfect, you just have to gauge vaguely how much fabric you want to get rid of and absorb within your 2 darts. Okay, so next step, place the top inside out, face down on whatever surface you'll be working on, and just mark out the darts. And here is where you want to properly measure and make sure that they're both equal to each other and equidistant from the center back of your top, so that then when you mark out these lines that I'm marking, they're perfectly straight. And you can see that I ironed both darts towards the inside of the top, which means that when I sew them, I know exactly where that fabric's going and I know what it's going to look like. Pin all the way along those lines that you've just drawn and then just sew straight up them. And you want to make sure that you taper your sewing off at the end of the dart. I'm sure there's loads of videos about how to sew darts properly. But yeah, just sew along either of those 2 lines really securely, making sure you backstitch at the bottom, and then at the top you just leave a little bit of extra thread and tie it by hand so that it doesn't bunch up. Go ahead and lay out your top again, and here you want to make sure you mark the front center, the back center, and not necessarily the 2 side seams, because the original seams might have moved around your body at this point because I took out 10 centimeters of fabric. So you just want to mark exactly where the side should be, if that makes sense, so that you can properly align it, because as you can see, the bottoms are elasticated, so you're going to have to align all these different points and then pull the waistband across, so that you know that when you sew all the way around, you're sewing at the correct points and it's all going to come out really nice and smooth. Start by pinning those key points together and then essentially just stretch the elastic fabric across, making sure not to stretch it too far, but you want to make sure that when you're sewing around, again, your line is going to be smooth and it's going to cover everything. And then yeah, just put it into your machine and just sew all the way around, making sure again you're going to have to pull that elastic to make everything lie flat and look nice, and you just sew all the way around, of course back stitching, and then essentially the main shape is there. At this point I recommend putting the actual boiler suit on and just checking that everything is lining up and that you like the fit and how much fabric you've taken out and everything. And then once you know that you want it to stay that way, you just want to go over the edges with a finishing stitch, any kind. I just use a normal zigzag stitch, but if you have any sort of fancier stitches, you can use those just to make sure the fabric doesn't fray or fall apart with all the wear. And that's it. It's really that easy. It's super quick to do, and you can see it hasn't really altered the fit of anything but the top, and you can't even tell that I've really done anything to it. It just fits me a lot better. I know it's unique, I've done it myself, and I really love it. And this one is honestly so comfy, and I just like knowing that I've left my mark on it, you know. So I really hope you've liked this video, hope you found it useful. For any questions or anything, I'm always available here in the comments. On Instagram, I also have a website, so go down to the description and you can find links to all of those, and I hope to see you back here soon. Bye!